Hello and welcome to Sportstar's Match Fund Paradox. My name is Rajdeep, joining me is Pranay. I don't know about you, but we are still catching our breaths after that magical knock by a certain 14-year-old in Vaibhav Suryavanshi. Host of records he broke, obviously to help Rajasthan Royals beat Gujarat Titans comfortably in the Indian Premier League on Monday. Now, obviously, as I mentioned, records, obviously he became the youngest ever to score a century in the IPL. Moreover, he also becomes the second fastest batter to score a century and the fastest Indian to score a century in the league. And obviously, comfortable chase as well for Rajasthan Royals, 200 plus chase.
Correct.
Fastest in the IPL as well in 15.5 overs.
Fastest 200 run chase.
Fastest 200 run chase. Pranay, what do you have to say about the knock and RR's chase?
So we have seen this particular pattern of Rajasthan getting a great start in a chase and them fumbling it later in the game. I think we have had 3 such games so far in this IPL. But today I think Vaibhav Suryavanshi and Jaiswal had a different plan. They were like, okay, let's do it ourselves.
Yeah.
So they started just like how they have done in the last few games. They kept going after the bowlers, and this is not any bowling attack. This is probably the best bowling attack in the league.
Yeah.
They have Prasidh, they have Rashid Khan, they have Siraj, they have Ishant Sharma. So much of experience. Sai Kishore. So it looked like even though they were taking their chances, they kept succeeding. A lot. Vaibhav Suryavanshi had I think at least 3 or 4 edge boundaries.
Yeah.
But what we have to give them credit is the fact that they kept taking the risk.
Yeah.
They kept going after the bowlers. Even Rashid Khan, someone who is usually not so hittable bowler, they kept trying to hit him for sixes. Even Vaibhav's 100 came with a 6 against Rashid Khan.
Yeah.
Imagine having the guts to do that, even though he was so close to a milestone. He could have waited for a couple of balls. No, he wanted to get it as fast as possible, as soon as possible. And what that has done is that Rajasthan has won with 25 balls to spare.
Yeah.
And that has pushed their net run rate up significantly.
Yeah.
I know that they have a lot going against them to secure a playoff spot. But what this particular big win does is that it makes it a little more easier when it comes to net run rate. So as we have spoken about, this is Rajasthan's 3rd win. They have 6 points now. They are 8th in the table. They have 4 games left. If they win all 4, they get to 14.
Yeah.
So they also need a lot of other results to go in their favor for them to have some sort of chance of making the playoff. But yeah, the Vaibhav Suryavanshi did all he can, and the knock was so extraordinary that Yashasvi Jaiswal, who is considered to be one of the most flamboyant batters in the world, looked like a sedate person, looked like a senior pro. He's actually a senior, like almost 10 years older than.
But just 23, mind you.
And he looked like the one who was keeping the partnership in control.
The supporting
role. Yeah. So he ended up with 70. He has striker at 175, great in all accounts, but dwarfed by Vaibhav Suryavanshi. These two just took away the game. I think the rest of it was formality. Riyan Barak came and just wiped off a couple more sixes. The game was done there. But I think what Vaibhav did today is I don't think there is any point of comparison with any other performance in IPL, because to have a 14-year-old score 100, win a game for his team, and what were we doing when
no fear at all.
Yeah. But yeah, for Gujarat, it was the 3rd defeat in
the season. But I mean, if you talk about their batting, they've been doing what they've been doing this season. Again, top heavy, top 3 doing pretty well. Again, Sai Sudarshan and Shubman Gill as well, Josh Butler as well. Obviously 200 plus target, which is a pretty good target, we all thought, because the way Rajasthan had been playing so far. But where do you think Gujarat faltered? I mean, again, we were talking, this was probably like an outlier innings match, but where do you think what went wrong?
See, I think when we look at that particular first innings in hindsight, we think they were slow, or they could have gone faster. But as you have mentioned, this is the way Gujarat plays their cricket. This is how they want to maximize their resource. They are a top-heavy team. They have 3 of the best run accumulators in the league, and all of them perform well today. And they are so good to watch. All 3 of them. Butler we have seen for so many years. Sai Sudarshan is getting into it actually. The way they score their runs in the initial phase of the game, without any risk, playing absolute risk-free shots, classic shots. Certain punches by Sai Sudarshan, certain jabs by Shubman Gill, too good to watch. unfortunately, the issue is that when you play such a you can't even call it conservative, but premeditated way of playing.
Yeah.
The issue is that one of those days your bowling attack, which is again as I've said, one of the best in the league, is going to have a bad day. Unfortunately for them, it happened on today. Against Vaibhav Suryavanshi was at the best day of his life. You could say the best day of his life
so far.
So it kind of validates the way Rajasthan Royals approached this auction, especially the pick of Vaibhav Suryavanshi. A lot of questions were raised. How would you play a 14-year-old in an IPL? But he has proven he belongs here. If you're good enough, you're old enough.
And I think even Shubman Gill mentioned in his post-match interaction that the power play is where the match ran away. I think Rajasthan scored 87 without the loss of wicket, and I think both Suryavanshi and Jaiswal 160 plus stand their highest ever partnership in the history of the IPL. So obviously, as we mentioned,
at a point it was that movie, Chain Kuli.
Yes. Chain Kuli, Man Kuli, Vaibhav Suryavanshi being that kid who has got that magic bat, but I think the magic is in himself, and we'll have to wait and see whether this was just a one-off or he continues, because we know that he's just fearless. That was all from this match. Thank you for tuning in, and we move to Delhi Capitals versus Kolkata Knight Riders on Tuesday. Keep following Sportstar for all the latest updates in the Indian Premier League. Thank you.